When someone check YouTube if we are on, please. All right. Shalom, everyone, and welcome to another of our teachings from Just a Word. Shalom to those who will be listening on Jaw Radio at jawradio.org, those who will be watching on justaword.tv, or those who will be listening on our Bible Truth Revealed podcast at jawpodcast.com. And today we may see a difference here. We are coming from a new location, another temporary location, and the lighting might not be the best, but we are doing the best that we can. All right? So, oh no, might check 1, 2. Huh? Not on YouTube. All right.
It's on?
It is on?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, were they hearing my voice? I just turned on the speaker. Okay. All right. So, yeah, welcome everyone. And I didn't start recording. Let me start recording here. Okay. So yes, we're here once again, and as I said, coming from a new location, and yeah, today we were going to speak about emunah, or faith. What you may not know about faith. That is the topic for today, because faith has been taught to us by largely us from over in the West, largely by a religion and many people in the world, because the religion that taught us about faith is the number one religion in the world. So we are actually going to see something, a different insight into faith. A different insight. I'm trying to get the contrast going. All right, it's too much. All right. A different insights into faith. This should be very interesting today, and should be very eye-opening. Now, if we go to the meaning of faith, what is faith? According to what is usually given as the answer for faith, Hebrews 11 verse 1. Read it, please.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
All right. The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. That is basically what we have been taught. And we have also been taught about if we have a faith like a grain of mustard seed, we are able to move mountains. But there's more to faith than just that. Anyone can have that faith. Anyone at all can have faith and believe in something, because all of us have some form of faith whatsoever. The example is usually given of the chair, that when we see a chair somewhere, we do not go and test the chair before we sit on it. We believe that the chair will hold us, and we just sit on the chair not knowing anything about it. That is faith, believing in the chair's ability to hold us. So every one of us has some form of faith. So the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You believe in something, you believe that you can get something, and you get it. But anyone can do that. Anyway, and that is how we are approaching this today. The two different sides to faith. Now, if you look at what is faith in the Greek word, it is the Greek word pistis, from G3982, persuasion, that is credence, moral conviction of religious truth, or the truthfulness of a law or a religious teacher, especially reliance upon Hamashiach for salvation. Abstractly, constancy in such profession, by extension, the system of religious truth itself. Assurance, belief, faith, fidelity. See that word, fidelity?
Yeah.
So faith is actually believe something to happen, even though you have not yet seen it happen. As we say again, anyone can believe that. What separates the true people of Emana, the true Emana that the Most High wants us to have, the true faith that people should have, versus the faith that anyone can have? And what is the difference? True Emana, or faith, true faith manifests righteousness. That's the difference. True faith manifests righteousness. When you truly believe in something, your behavior will manifest righteousness. Now, when you truly believe in something, when you truly are walking in the true Emana, the true faith of the Most High, then you will manifest righteousness. Let's go. Habakkuk 2, verse 4. This is the difference, because let's talk about Christianity. The Christians will believe what they want to believe. Someone will come and divine and say, okay, I see a car in your future, a new car. And you hear the Christian say, I am believing it. I believe. I receive it. They have faith to get that car. But ask them to have faith, to give up everything that they have, then we have a totally different scenario. Nobody now will be believing. Everybody will start grumbling and say, oh, you don't have to do that. God doesn't want us to suffer. God doesn't want this. Yes? So this is the difference between the two faiths. The true Emunah, the true faith, has to manifest righteousness for it to be the true faith that is required of us. Now let's see. Habakkuk 2, verse 4. Habakkuk 2, verse 4. This is a prophecy of us in the end time. Read, please.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
You see? His soul which is lifted up, pride, makes his soul not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. The righteous shall live by his faith. In other words, we cannot attain unto righteousness unless we have faith. Faith is such an important ingredient that without it, we are wasting our time. That is why people who go according to the letter of the law are wasting their time. People are unwilling to take risks. People are unwilling to give up, are wasting their time. Because it is emunah, true faith, by which the righteous, the just shall live. Let's continue. Hebrews 11, verse 4. Hebrews 11, verse 4. Read, please.
By faith Abel offered unto Yahusha a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous. Yahusha testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh.
So here's what it does now. Here's what faith does. Faith testifies and bears witness that we are righteous. So we are not righteous by how much scriptures we know. We are not righteous by keeping the law to the letter. We are not righteous by how good we can speak, how much Hebrew we can speak. You have some people on the internet. One of them came the other day and was telling me that as if I don't know the true name of Hamashiach. He said, I don't know the true name because he has some name that is kind of a unique name, like he said it. I think, yeah. He was using Hebrew in a way to show the letters different. And it was actually implying that we are lost if we don't know the exact pronunciation of the name. No, knowing the exact pronunciation of the name does not save you. Because many people who speak about the exact pronunciation of the names, when they approach you, you can see unrighteousness, aggression, condemnation, all of those things. No fruit of the Ruach are shown in them. When we are truly of Emanah, truly of faith, we will manifest righteousness. Abel offered unto Allah a more excellent sacrifice, and he did it by what? By faith. And what does it mean? Abel was able to give of his best. When you are of faith, you are able to give of your best, knowing in the back of your mind that Yahuwah is able to give you more. That is faith. Yeah? And because of that, he obtained witness that he was righteous. Very important, people. We are righteous through faith. We are not righteous by anything else. We are righteous through faith. Where is this going? Let me continue. Hebrews 11 verses 2 to 10. Let's look at the righteousness which is by Emanah. Hebrews 11, 2 to 10. You can read from verse 1.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Allah, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear.
So it takes Emanah for us to believe that the word, the Most High, spoke the word into being. The atheists, etc., who are there seeking everything, they seek something, some visual proof. They cannot believe that. Yes? That's why they don't believe in the Most High. We believe through faith. And we read about Abel. Let's go to verse 5.
By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found because Allah had translated him. For before his translation he had this testimony, that he pleased Allah.
That he pleased Allah. Continue.
But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Allah must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Alright? Without faith, it is impossible to please Allah. No, Allah is invisible. What pleases him is when you, who are able to see the visible, can believe in him who is invisible. Yes? If you cannot believe in him who is invisible, you are no different from anyone anywhere else in the world, because everyone can believe in what they see. I see that flashlight shining in my eyes and shining brightly in my eyes. Yes, I acknowledge that. But what about the Most High, who I cannot see? So he that cometh to Allah must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Verse 7.
By faith Noah, being warned of Allah of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness by which is faith.
Which is by faith. The righteousness which is by faith. So he believed in Allah so much that he feared. And what kind of fear is this? The fear of Allah moved him to prepare an ark to the saving of his house. And of course they were laughing and mocking at Noah. And because he was believing in that which he cannot see. Verse 8.
By faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. By faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should...
read it again, verse 9.
Sorry. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Yitzchak and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise.
Verse 10.
For he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is Allah.
So we have to be seeking what Allah provides, not what man provides. And notice he said, by faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed. This is the same thing with us. We are called to go into a place which we shall afterward inherit, and we obeyed. And we are going to look more at that further on about this call to move into this inheritance. All right, let's go to Philippians 3:9. Philippians 3:9. Read, please.
And be found in him, not having mine own righteousness, which is of the law, but that which is through the faith of Hamashiach, the righteousness which is of Eloah by faith.
All right. Faith and righteousness totally intertwined. Not having mine own righteousness, which is of the law. Not me taking my righteousness into my own hand, deciding what is righteous from what is not righteous. Okay? It is the righteousness which is through the emanah of Yahusha Mashiach, which will change and transform our hearts, change and transform our conscience to walk in righteousness. That is the righteousness which is of Eloah through emanah. Hebrews 11:24-27. Read it, please.
By faith Moses, when he was come 2 years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
All right. I want you to notice the trend here that you have been seeing. The true faith is not gaining something tangible. I want you to look at it. The true faith is not gaining something material. The true faith is always giving something up. Always giving something up. The faith that you have been taught in Christianity is to always believe for something tangible, physical that you can gain. Isn't that so? You believe that you're gonna get you believe you're gonna get a job. You believe you're gonna it always for gain. Notice all of these faiths here. People gave up something. They took risks for the sake of Yahuwah. That is why Yahuwah sees them as being righteous. Yeah? Verse 24.
By faith, we just read that one.
Read it again, please.
By faith Moses, when he was come 2 years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Eloah than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward.
All right, so Moses gave up, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Eloah. So the true faith comes with suffering. The true faith comes with suffering at times. That is why the Most High sees us as righteous, through faith, because we are willing to give up things for him, willing to suffer for him. Read verse 27.
By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible.
So this is the Most High, invisible. So Moses endured, forsook Egypt because he was right there in the house of the king, not fearing the wrath of the king. 37-39. Same Hebrews 11. These are people of Emunah now. These are people of Emunah. All right. Verse 37.
They were stoned. They were sawn in half, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented.
Oh, wait. Compare this now with your general Christian. Are they willing to go through this? Is this what they talk about? No. And this is why we have been deceived. This is why when we are teaching and preaching now, people might look at it and say, oh, it's strange. Why do we have to do that? Well, because we have been cultured and taught by Christianity about faith them going out now to get that which they want, a job, a business. Oh, I want my business to grow. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want that. Always something. My wife can't have a child. Oh, I want a child. Everything to benefit them. But the true faith, they were stoned. They were sawn asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented. Continue.
Of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And these all, having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise.
And they received a good report through Emanah, and still they did not receive the promise. When are they going to receive the promise? When Hamashiach returns for the 1,000-year reign. Okay. Just want to lay that down. So, I want us to know this. Let us know this now. As the topic says, what you may not know about faith, certain things we may not have paid attention to when it comes to faith. Without faith, we will be stubborn. Without faith, we will be stubborn. If you see anyone that is stubborn in the way, that person lacks faith. If you ask anyone, everyone has faith, if you notice it. When you ask any believer, oh, the first thing is, of course I have faith. Always defensive. But you can know when a believer has faith, when that believer is stubborn. Yeah? Deuteronomy 32 verse 20.
And he said,
Stubborn. Yeah, Deuteronomy 32 20.
And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith.
They are very froward, children in whom is no faith. So the children in whom there is no faith will be froward. What is the meaning of froward? Meaning of froward is stubborn, headstrong. I want you to listen to all of these now. You can know people or believers who say they have faith, don't have faith. Stubborn, headstrong, willful, unyielding, inflexible, unbending, intransigent, whatever that means, intractable, obdurate, mullish. Hear this one. Pig-headed, bull-headed, self-willed, strong-minded, strong-willed, contrary, perverse. In other words, anyone who is unwilling and unable to be under subjection will be lacking in emunah. A very froward, a very stubborn generation. So stubbornness will be the hallmark of lacking faith. And here's why. When you have emunah, when you have faith, you always believe in the Most High to do whatever. So you will be able to deny yourself and be willing to give up yourself to be led wherever the Ruach will lead you. But when you have no faith, you have to put trust in your own self. You have to trust in your own self to take yourself wherever you want to go. You will not be willing to give up and allow yourself to be led, because that would mean it will take you into uncomfortable places, because you do not have the trust in the Most High to lead you wherever He wants you to go. So without faith, we are going to be stubborn and self-willed. We are going to be in self, not willing to give up and allow the Most High to lead us. Additionally to that, without faith, we will be in idolatry and provoke the Most High to anger. Without faith, we will be in idolatry and provoke the Most High to anger. Read from Deuteronomy 32:20 again into 22.
And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith.
All right, and another thing is, when we are lacking in faith, the Most High will hide his face from us. He will not reveal himself to us if we are lacking in faith. I will hide my face from them. Verse 21.
They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not a lure, for they provoked me to anger.
No, there's no for there.
Sorry. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not a lure. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
So when you are lacking in faith, then your life will have to be filled, as we said, by your own devices. So you will go into vanities. People who are lacking in faith will go into vanities. And as we were speaking about Christianity again, they do not have the true faith of the scripture. They believe themselves for things in which they can have gain. But they go after their vanities. We all know the Christendom. It's all about vanities. The car, the house, the this, the that, the that. That's what they speak about. They have moved me to anger with their vanities. Verse 22.
For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. So they will
be going after tangible things, because those seeking after those things, those physical things, those things are idolatrous. All right, but the real danger of lacking in faith, let's go Revelation 21:7-8. The real danger of lacking in faith is not just the immediate danger, it is the danger that it poses to us entering into the kingdom. Revelation 21:7-8.
He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his allure, and he shall be my son.
So those who are lacking in faith cannot overcome. Yeah? Those who are lacking in faith cannot overcome, because verse 8 says,
But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
All right, I'm coming there. All right. Yeah, the fearful and unbelieving will have their part in the lake of fire. Fearful and unbelieving. The word fearful there is from the Greek word delos, which means dread. Timid. That is by implication faithless, fearful. So if we are timid, fearful about everything, not every challenge we murmur and grumble, and every challenge comes upon us is a daunting task for us. If we are like that, then it says the lake of fire awaits us. That's so simple. That is why we have to go through problems, people. That is why the Most High has mercy on us and puts us through different problems. Because if we are not past the path that in which we are timid, dreading different situations, faithless, then the lake of fire awaits us. Now it also says the fearful and unbelieving, and the word unbelieving is from the Greek word apistos, which means disbelieving, that is without faith. It says Christian faith, but without faith in Yahusha, specifically a heathen, passively untrustworthy person or incredible thing, that believe not, faithless, infidel, unbeliever. So if we don't believe in Yahusha, and we know to believe in Yahusha is to walk as he walked, if we don't believe in Yahusha, then the lake of fire awaits. So we see lack of faith is a truly, truly daunting prospect. If we are lacking in faith, we are going to be in serious trouble. All right, let's look more at the real danger of us lacking in faith. Hebrews 10 verse 38.
Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
So, if the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. So, if we are walking in the way and we draw back, and there's a section in which we look at this more with detail, so I won't go into it more detail. His soul will have no pleasure in us. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition. So, if we draw back, if our faith becomes lacking and falls, then we are facing perdition. Perdition, which means destruction. Sure destruction. But of them that believe to the saving of the soul. So believing saves our soul. The real danger of us lacking faith again, Matthew 8, 10 to 12.
When Yahusha heard it, he marveled, and said to them that followed, Truly I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Yasharal. And I say unto you, that many shall come from the east and west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Yitzchak and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
So the children of the kingdom shall be cast out for lacking in emunah. That's the real danger of us lacking in faith. We could be Israelite 1,000 times. If we are lacking in faith, in emunah, then we will be cast out into outer darkness. Faith is a really serious thing. And remember, we're not talking about the Christian faith here. It's not faith. We're talking about the true faith in Hamashiach. Now, again, without faith, we will be vain. Remember, Hamashiach said in Deuteronomy 32 that they have brought me to jealousy with their vanities. Children in which there is no faith. When we have no faith, we will be vain and unable to serve Yahuwah. Deuteronomy 32, 15 to 21. Did we read that? Deuteronomy 32, 15 to 21. Read it again. Read it, please.
But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Yahuwah, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to Yahuwah, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
So they became idolatrous and vain. Without faith, we will be idolatrous and vain. That is why I tell you that the religions tell you about faith, but their faith is vain faith. Vain. Verse 18.
Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten Yahuwah that formed thee. And when Yahuwah saw it, he abhorred them, because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation. Children in whom is no faith.
So when Yahuwah saw it, he abhorred them. So when these people are chasing after their vanities now and saying that they're worshipping the Most High, this is contradicting what we're saying here. When they go after their vanities, the Most High said in verse 21,
They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not Yahuwah. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
Without faith, you will be vain and unable to serve Alua. Jeremiah 44, verses 16 to 20, I think. Jeremiah 44. Starting at verse 16.
As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of Yahuwah, we will not hearken unto thee, but we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil.
I want you to look at this. These are the children of Israel. They had gone into Egypt, and Jeremiah was sent to warn them to get back. Notice what they're saying. When they worshiped the Queen of Heaven, they had plenty of food, and they were well, and saw no evil. So people who are lacking in faith will go after idols, will go after false worship, Christianity, and will also be unwilling to live any uncomfortable life whatsoever. What am I saying? They will be unwilling to live in discomfort. They will be unwilling to walk in true emunah. So what they do works. Worship idols that they can see. Make cakes to the Queen of Heaven and pour out drink offerings so that they don't have to see any evil. But true faith is being willing to suffer like Hamashiach. Be willing to go through the evil and to bear through it unto death. That is true faith. Verse 18.
But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things, and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. And when we burned incense to the Queen of Heaven, and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her, and pour out drink offerings unto her without our men?
All right. So that is why many people will tell you when they come to serve Yahuwah, their life just takes a downward turn. Boom. Why? The Most High is preparing you for true emunah. The true emunah that brings life, eternal life, which is the walk of Yahusha. So he brings us down so that we can have the chance, the opportunity to be like his son. He sees our desire. We want him. We want to serve him. But we have not been taught that serving him means trouble. And that brings me to, you know where I'm going. Sirach 2, verse 1. Read it, please.
My son, if thou come to serve Yahuwah, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
So when it's time to serve Yahuwah, it's time of trouble. We keep repeating it every week. Trouble, trouble, trouble. But when you go to serve God, it's no trouble whatsoever. No trouble. Verse 3.
Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
There we go. So when you come to serve Yahuwah, there will be adversity. So let's go back to this account. Queen of Heaven, Jeremiah 44. Let's go to verse 20 and hear what Jeremiah said to them.
Then Jeremiah said unto all the people, to the men and to the women, and to all the people which had given him that answer, saying, The incense that ye burned in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, ye and your fathers, your kings and your princes, and the people of the land, Did not Yahuwah remember them, and came it not into his mind? So that Yahuwah could no longer bear, because of the evil of your doings, and because of the abominations which ye have committed. Therefore is your land a desolation, and an astonishment, and a curse, without an inhabitant, as at this day.
So the Most High has essentially been battling lack of emunah throughout the entire Bible when he had problems with the children of Israel. Continue.
Because ye have burned incense, and because ye have sinned against Yahuwah, and have not obeyed the voice of Yahuwah, nor walked in his law, nor in his statutes, nor in his testimonies, therefore this evil is happened unto you, as at this day.
Alright, so another manifestation of a lack of faith is being unable to walk in obedience to the Most High. People are lacking in faith will not be able to walk in obedience to the Most High. We're not talking about walking in obedience to the law, which is our own righteousness. We are speaking about walking in the footsteps of Hamashiach. Yeah? We will not be able to do it when we are lacking in emunah. Verse 24.
Moreover, Jeremiah said unto the people, and to all the women, Hear the word of Yahuwah, all Judah that are in the land of Egypt. Thus says Yahuwah of hosts, the allure of Yasharal, saying, Ye and your wives have both spoken with your mouths and fulfilled with your hands, saying, We will surely perform our vows that we have vowed, to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her. Ye will surely accomplish your vows, and surely perform your vows. Therefore hear ye the word of Yahuwah, all Judah that dwell in the land of Egypt. Behold, I have sworn by my great name, says Yahuwah, that my name shall no more be named in the mouth of any man of Judah in all the land of Egypt, saying, Yahuwah Allua liveth.
27.
Behold, I will watch over them for evil, and not for good. And all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine, until there be an end of them.
So, the Most High always comes with these serious punishments for lack of emunah. So we are here in the end time, we have to ensure that we have faith, because the Most High does not take kindly to a lack of faith. Alright, can read that last one, 28.
Yet a small number that escaped the sword shall return out of the land of Egypt into the land of Judah. And all the remnant of Judah that are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there shall know whose words shall stand, mine or theirs.
So he always leaves a small remnant, and that small remnant will be a remnant who are full of emunah, full of faith. So as we were seeing, lack of emunah comes with dire consequences, really serious consequences from the Most High. Let's look in the book of Bemidbar, Numbers 14 verses 11 to 12. Lack of faith comes with serious consequences.
And Yahuwah said unto Moses, How long will this people provoke me? And how long will it be ere they believe me? For all the signs which I have showed among them.
So for all the signs that the children of Yashal were shown in the wilderness, they still would not believe the Most High. And the Most High was angry. He's always angry for a lack of emunah. If you want him to be angry, don't believe in him. Verse 12. And this is why in the book of Enoch, I think it tells us there's a special place for those people in the lake of fire, for those people who did not believe in the Most High.
I will smite them with the pestilence, and disinherit them, and will make of thee a greater nation, and mightier than they.
Alright? Serious consequences from the Most High for a lack of emunah. Mark 16, 15 to 16.
And he said unto them, Go ye unto all the world, and preach the gospel to every creature. He that believeth and is immersed shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned.
So it's damnation for those who don't truly believe. And remember, we were showing today that to truly believe, you have to have a life of sacrifice. I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of Allah, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, kadosh, and acceptable unto Yahuwah, which is your reasonable service. Be not conformed to this world, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So the Most High is so serious about Emunah that he will not even reject strangers who come to him in Emunah. Strangers come to him in faith, he will not reject them. And we just saw earlier that if the children of Israel came to him lacking in faith, then they will be cast out into outer darkness. That's how serious the Most High is about faith. Jeremiah 12:14 to 17. Jeremiah 12:14 to 17.
Thus says Yahuwah against all mine evil neighbours that touch the inheritance which I have caused my people Yasharal to inherit. Behold, I will pluck them out of their hand, and pluck out the house of Judah from among them. And it shall come to pass, after that I have plucked them out, I will return, and have compassion on them, and will bring them again, every man to his heritage, and every man to his land. And it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people, to swear by my name, Yahuwah liveth, as they taught my people to swear by Baal, then shall they be built in the midst of my people. But if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, says Yahuwah.
All right, so this is like George. Diligently learn the ways of my people, to swear by my name, as they taught my people to swear by God and Jesus. Then shall they build in the midst of my people. These are people who obey, people of Emunah, who believe in the Most High. He will build them up in the midst of his people. Jonah 3, verse 4 to 10. Jonah 3, verse 4 to 10 shows you the Assyrians. Read, please.
And Jonah began to enter into the city a day's journey, and he cried and said, Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. So the people of Nineveh believed Yahuwah, and proclaimed a fast, and put on sackcloth, from the greatest of them even to the least of them.
So there we see again Emunah, believing. Believing comes with it comes with a sacrifice. They believed Yahuwah, and what did they do? They proclaimed a fast and put on sackcloth, from the least of them to the greatest of them. Continue. For word
came unto the king of Nineveh, and he arose from his throne, and he laid his robe from him, and covered him with sackcloth, and sat in ashes. And he caused it to be proclaimed and published through Nineveh by the decree of the king and his nobles, saying, Let neither man nor beast, herd nor flock, taste anything. Let them not feed nor drink water. But let man and beast be covered with sackcloth, and cry mightily unto Yahuwah. Yes, let them turn every one from his evil way, and from the violence that is in their hands.
So we see the faith comes with righteousness. Let them turn everyone from his evil way and from the violence that is in their hands. Verse 9.
Who can tell if Yahuwah will turn and repent, and turn away from his fierce anger, that we perish not? And Yahuwah saw their works, that they turned from their evil way, and Yahuwah repented of the evil that he had said that he would do unto them, and he did it not.
And he did it not. So the Most High's mind was changed because of the faith of these people. Numbers 20, verse 12. Numbers 20, verse 12. Read it, please.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses and Aaron, Because ye believed me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Yasharal, therefore ye shall not bring this congregation, this assembly, into the land which I have given them.
So you see the dire consequences for lack of Emunah. Great Moses and the great Aaron, they believed him not. They believed him not. And what happened? they shall not bring the congregation into the land, they were punished. Right? Now, another thing again. When we are lacking in emunah, when we are lacking in faith, we will tempt the Most High. When we are lacking in faith, we will most likely tempt the Most High. Tempting Alua is a manifestation of a lack of faith. Deuteronomy 6:16, there's a command against it. Read it, please.
You shall not tempt Yahuwah your Alua as you tempted him in Massa.
In Massa, same place they call Meribah. The tempt there means to test. By implication, to attempt, adventure, assay, prove, try. So when we are lacking in faith, we make pronouncements like, Alua, if you do this, then I will do that. Yeah. How many times, I mean, when I was a sinner, I did it many times. But many believers still do it. They come upon a situation and say, Father, if you do this, then I will do that. That is proving, trying, tempting Alua, and that is breaking the commandment. Commandment says, we shall not tempt Yahuwah your Alua as he tempted him in Massa. Let's go to Massa and see what lessons we found there. Tempting Alua is a lack of faith. Lessons from Massa or Meribah. Exodus 17:1-7. There's something?
Isn't that also
Go to it.
Isn't that also making a vow to Allah also, and breaking it is, so it's like more than one sin in one.
Yes.
So if you say to the Most High, you're going, if he does this for you, you're going to do this.
Yes.
Right? And he does that, you have to hold up to your word to do it. If you don't do it, it's sin.
You're broken your vow.
Yeah.
And Yahuwah says he will surely require it of you. Yeah.
See where I am now?
Huh?
See where I am now. 46 years ago,
Yes.
I made a statement before the Most High when I met my wife, Auntie Jane. I've been married 41 years this year. But I prayed one night as a backslidden believer, and I said, if you get that woman, that girl, to be saved, I'll come back to you. I'll repent and come back to you, and I'll serve you for the rest of my life. And I'm constantly reminded of that. And it was a year later, I had a phone call from Jane. I was in a phone booth, and I felt a big hand a finger from heaven pointing down at me, saying, remember what you asked me to do. And she was witnessing to me. She'd just become a believer. And she didn't know that I was a backslidden believer at the time. So she was pouring her heart out to me, trying to save me. And Yahuwah was remembering the things that he remembers everything we say. So I'm here now, possibly because of that vow that I made before him. I'll serve you the rest of my life. But my life has been up, down, in, out, all different directions since then. But he steered me somehow to here now.
All right.
So be careful what you say.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it's Exodus 17. Exodus 17 instead of. What do I have there?
You got Exodus.
Oh, yeah, I got Exodus. I was going at a different place. All right, so let's go. 1-7. Let's see what happened at Meribah. Do not tempt him as you tempted him at Massa. Go ahead.
And all the congregation or the assembly of the children of Yasharal journeyed from the wilderness of Sin after their journeys, according to the commandment of Yahuwah, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink.
All right, no water. Lacking in faith. People who have faith have no water. will not grumble. They will trust on the Most High and wait patiently for the Most High to provide water. Alright, so we have a lack of faith here. Continue.
Wherefore the people did chide with Moses, and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt Yahuwah? And the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses, and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us, and our children and our cattle with thirst?
Alright, so this is a lack of faith. Because I'm sure Moses didn't have any water either. Moses was not complaining. A reminder, people, that wherever we are, the Most High will put us through adversities in order to try us. Let us not murmur. Let us not mumble, because we are being judged. Judgment begins at the house of Alua. So the same thing that these people went through, we would say, all right, they didn't have any water. Hey, they had a right to grumble. They didn't have anything to drink. But the Most High does not look on it that way. The Most High looks on us as lacking in emunah, which makes him angry. Verse 4.
And Moses cried unto Yahuwah, saying, What shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. And Yahuwah said unto Moses, Go on before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Yasharal, and thy rod, wherewith thou smotest the river. Take in thine hand, and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Hirob, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Yasharal. And he called the name of that place Massah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Yasharal, because they tempted Yahuwah, saying, Is Yahuwah among us or not? Yikes.
So that was it. Is Yahuwah among us or not? Why can't we have water? So some people believe that when Yahuwah is among us, ask the Christians about this one again, because they tell you that if things are going hard for you, then it means something is wrong. You need to check up on yourself, because Yahuwah might be smiting you for something. And this is the story of Job, by the way. Job going through his roughness, and we alluding to their misfortunes, as it were, as being an indication that the Most High is not with them. That's not how the Most High works. When he's with his people, he will put burdens on them, heavy afflictions, temptations, all sorts of trials upon them, put them through the fire in order to perfect them. No.
We see where the Most High was wrought with Job friends. Job had to pray for them. Yeah. To help them.
Because they were making the same claim.
Yes.
That because things are not going so good for you. And funny enough, Christians are falling in the same trap. Now here's the thing with the Most High though. Fortunately, he will tolerate our lack of faith for a certain time. He will tolerate our lack of faith for a certain time. And here's what he will do. He will provide for us right in the nick of time. This is how he works. In order to train us to have emunah. I have to watch how I do my hand, because when you do your hand certain ways, they say you're making devil signs. So. Yes, so let me talk without that. Yeah. So he will train you, will bring you through different times, different things, different experiences in order to make you have emunah. If he keeps trying over again and brings you through different experiences and you still go back and lack emunah, then you're going to be in problems with him, because he will not tolerate it forever. So let's go. Fortunately, he will tolerate our lack of faith by bringing us through experiences to teach us to believe in him. Bemidbar 14:22-24, Numbers 14:22-24. 22-24. Go ahead, please.
Because all those men which have seen my splendor and my miracles which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me now these 10 times, and have not hearkened to my voice.
How many times?
10 times.
10 times he bore with them until he was finally said, that's it. Continue. Surely
they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers, neither shall any of them that provoked me see it.
You see it? 10 times, 10 chances he gave them, but no 11th chance. 11th time is, that's it, all over. So for us, people as believers, we are going through, many of us with unbelief or with doubts, with fear, with dread, timid. You better get your act together. We all have to get our acts together because the Most High is training us, but he will not tolerate us forever. The Most High does not change. 10 times he gave them. Okay? How many times have we been lacking in emunah? Verse 24.
But my servant Caleb, because he had another ruach with him, and hath followed me fully, him will I bring into the land whereinto he went, and his seed shall possess it.
Why was Caleb allowed in? Because he had another ruach with him. That ruach is not the fearful one. And hath followed me fully. Remember we said that lacking faith, you cannot follow the Most High fully, diligently. Because fear will always come in and you will always resort to within yourself. Cannot follow him fully. Exodus 16, 1-5, to show how the Most High tolerated them. This is one of the occasions, and how he tolerated them. He was not angry with them for this lack of faith. Read, please.
And they took their journey from Elim, and all the assembly of the children of Yasharal came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the 2nd month after their departing out of the land of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole assembly of the children of Yasharal murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Yasharal said unto them, Would to Allure we had died by the hand of Yahuwah in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full. For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
All right. Then Yahuwah said, Yahuwah was not angry this time because he was giving them chances. This is grace. Right? Verse 4.
Then said Yahuwah unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no.
Verse 5 I said. Go to verse 5.
And it came to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
All right, so the Most High was showing them favor here, grace. But then 10 times, and it was over for him. They shall not or cannot enter into the land. But our continued lack of faith will provoke him to anger. Our continued lack of faith will provoke him to deal harshly with us. The midbar, Numbers 14, 1-24. Our continued lack of faith will let him deal harshly with us. Read, please.
And all the assembly lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And the children of Yasharal murmured against Moses and against Aaron. And the whole assembly said unto them, Would Allure that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would Allure we had died in this wilderness?
So, we are not facing anything yet. We are not facing anything as yet. Anything harsh as yet. We not reached these points of frustration as yet. Continue.
And wherefore hath Allure brought us into this land, to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt? And they said one to another, let us make a captain, and let us return into Egypt. Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the children of Yasharal. And Joshua the son of Nun, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes. And they spake unto all the company of the children of Yasharal, saying, the land which we passed through to search it is an exceeding good land. If Yahuwah delight in us, then he will bring us into this land, and give it us, a land which floweth with milk and honey. Only rebel not ye against Yahuwah, neither fear ye the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and Yahuwah is with us. Fear them not.
So this is faith. This is Emunah, Caleb, and Joshua. The people saw giants, sons of Anak, and they became fearful. How are we going to take this land and fight against these giants? And the Most High had warned them that do not be fearful of the people, because Yahuwah is with you. So Caleb and Joshua believed that Yahuwah was with them, so they need not fear. But the others, they were fearful. Verse 10.
But all the assembly bade stone them with stones. And the splendor of Yahuwah appeared in the tabernacle of the assembly before all the children of Yasharal. And Yahuwah said unto Moses, how long will this people provoke me? And how long will it be ere they believe me? For all the signs which I have showed among them, I will smite them with the pestilence, and disinherit them, and will make of thee a greater nation and mightier than they.
13.
And Moses said unto Yahuwah, then the Egyptians shall hear it, for thou broughtest up this people in thy might from among them, and they will tell it to the inhabitants of this land, for they have heard that thou Yahuwah art among this people, and that thou Yahuwah art seen face to face, and that thy cloud standeth over them, and that thou goest before them by daytime in a pillar of a cloud, and in a pillar of fire by night. Now, if thou shalt kill all this people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of thee will speak, saying, because Yahuwah was not able to bring this people into the land which he sware unto them, therefore he has slain them in the wilderness.
Right, hold on. Let's go down to verse 20.
And Yahuwah said, I have pardoned according to thy word. But as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the splendor of Yahuwah. Because all those men which have seen my splendor and my miracles, which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me now these 10 times, and have not hearkened to my voice, surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers, neither shall any of them that provoked me see it.
So even though he spared, he said they shall not see the land. All the men which have seen my splendor and my miracles which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and still remain tempting the Most High, they will not enter into the land. So we read about the children of Yahusha murmuring against Moses and Aaron, and murmuring against Alua. Now, murmuring is a manifestation of a lack of emunah, a lack of faith. All right? When we are lacking in faith, we will murmur, we will grumble, and we will go against the way of faith. Because people who live by faith will do crazy things, will do things that are not quantifiable, will do things that other people will try to calculate and say, but this doesn't make sense. This will not work because A plus B equals C. And we have A, but we don't have B, so we cannot get it to equal to C. Yeah? People of emunah will be crazy people. And those who are not of emunah will not be able to believe them, will not be able to follow them. Huh? The just shall live by his faith. Murmuring, a manifestation of a lack of faith. Exodus 16, verse 2 to 5. Let's start at verse 2.
And the whole congregation of the children of Yasharal murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness.
So the word murmur there is from the Hebrew word lean, which means to stop, usually overnight, by implication to stay permanently. To be obstinate. I'll have to pick out the ones that are relevant because it has several meanings. To be obstinate, especially in words, to complain. So when it's time to move, the children of Israel were saying, whoa, we don't have any water. How can we stay here? It is better we had gone back into Egypt. They complained. And they were obstinate. They said, let us get captains over us to go back into Egypt. They would not listen. And that's another thing. People who are lacking in emunah are not able to be led. People who are lacking in emunah will want to lead themselves. And so there will be chaos wherever there is a lack of emunah, a lack of faith.
They wanted leaders for themselves to do what they wanted to do.
Yes.
And not the leader that was showing them the way that the Most High wanted them to go.
That's it. The leader was to bring them to their desire. Remember a few weeks ago we did the teaching on counsel. When it says man will have many devices, but the only counsel that will rule is the counsel of Yahuwah. It is for us to figure out what the Most High wants, not what we want. So people of emunah will have the patience to wait and get instructions from the Most High before they move forward. All right, to complain, let me say any more. To grudge, to murmur. Yeah. So it is about complaining, being obstinate or stubborn. All right, let's continue. Murmuring, and a manifestation of a lack of faith. Joshua 2, 12 to 19. Joshua 2, 12 to 19. This is a Tanakh day, mostly in the law and the prophets today. Go ahead.
Now therefore I pray you, swear unto me by Yahuwah, since I have showed you kindness, that you will also show kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token, and that ye will save alive my father, and my mother, and my brethren, and my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death.
All right, this was Rahab or Rahab the harlot. Go ahead.
And the men answered her, our life for yours, if ye utter not this our business. And it shall be, when Yahuwah has given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee.
All right, here's what we'll do, because this is in that section by itself to prove something very important. We leave this until we reach there. Until we reach there, because this is the centerpiece of something that we looked at. That should be very eye-opening. All right. All right, people who lack faith murmur, but people who have faith gladly suffer without complaining. Let me say it again. People who lack faith will murmur. People who lack faith will complain, will be stubborn. But people who have emunah gladly suffer without complaining, will gladly put themselves in the way to suffer without complaining. Matthew 5, verses 11 to 12. Matthew 5, 11 to 12.
Blessed are ye when men shall revile you, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
So when men revile us, we will not revile them again. These are people who have emunah. People who are lacking in emunah. The least little thing you say to them, it's an argument. having to defend. Yes? Not willing to even be right and to accept someone telling us that we are wrong. 2 Peter 2, verse 19 to 24. 2 Peter 2, verse 19 to 24. And again, there's Christianity for you. Christians will tell you, not because I'm a Christian, you can say that to me. We have to be willing to be like Hamashiach. We read these verses almost every week. Let's go. 2 Peter 2:19. They are so important.
While they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption. For of whom a man is overcome of the same, he is brought into bondage.
Oh, is it the right one? This is not it. It's not the right one.
Should be
First Peter 2. First Peter 2. 19. Yes, go ahead, please.
For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience toward Allure endure grief, suffering wrongfully. For what splendour is it, if when ye be buffeted for your faults, you shall take it patiently? But if, when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with Allure.
And this manifests emunah, or faith. When you do well and are willing to suffer wrongfully for it. All right, you know you're right, or people telling you that you're wrong. This is emunah. Verse 21.
For even hereunto were ye called, because Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example, that ye should follow his steps, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth, who, when he was reviled, reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously, who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sins, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed.
And how do we say we are made righteous? Through faith, through emunah. So being dead to sins should live unto righteousness. So it is our faith that will make us be willing to suffer even for being right. And how often we try to defend our rights. I am right. I am not wrong. I am not wrong. We have to be willing to give up our rights. Okay? That is true emunah. That is the emunah of Yahusha HaMashiach. Right. Now here's a very important one now. Here's a very important one. Here's a very important one. How many times I'm saying it? People of faith will be gathered together in one house to be saved. In one quote-unquote house to be saved. And we're going to go back to Rahab the harlot to begin with. People of faith will be gathered together in one house to be saved. We're going to see how the Most High doesn't change and see the principles that makes us now being gathered together again in one house to be saved. Nothing has changed. And the house there does not literally mean a literal house. It means us being gathered together in one assembly. Rahab the harlot, Joshua 2 verses 12 to 19. Good thing I stopped it because we'd have to do it again. Joshua 2 verses 12 to 19. Now therefore
I pray you, swear unto me by Yahuwah, since I have showed you kindness, that ye will also show kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token.
Unto my father's house. Continue.
And that ye will save alive my father, and my mother, and my brethren, and my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. And the men answered her, Our life for yours, if ye suffer not this business.
If ye utter not.
If ye utter not this business. And it shall be, when Yahuwah has given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with you.
All right, hold that there. Read that verse again.
And the men answered her, Our life for yours,
if you utter not this
business.
Our business. All right. Let's go to Joshua 2. This utter the business is equivalent. What we're looking at, the equivalent of being in a house, being gathered together, and uttering the business. What she would do to utter the business would be to break the covenant. Because the covenant is she will hide them, and then they will be protected. And then they being protected will in turn save her. But if she goes and utters the business, then she has broken the covenant, and then there would be no agreement with the Most High. Same way the Most High works. When we are gathered together and we come, we repent and we are immersed, we are in the covenant. But when we go back and we break the covenant, then the Most High rejects us and we have no covenant with Him. Let me go to verse 19. Let's continue. Just want to bear that in mind before we go. Let's continue now. Verse 15. Joshua 2:15.
Then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. And she said unto them, Get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there 3 days until the pursuers be returned, and afterward may ye go your way. And the men said unto her, We will be blameless of this thine oath, which thou hast made us swear. Behold, when we come into the land, thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window which thou didst let us down by, and thou shalt bring thy father and thy mother and thy brethren and all thy father's household home unto thee.
Where shall they bring them?
Home.
Home. The covering is in that home. And notice the red, the scarlet, the line of scarlet thread, which spiritually represents the blood of Hamashiach. Yeah. So it is, the blood is in that house. The Most High works through assemblies. Yes, He works in order. Home unto thee. Verse 19.
And it shall be that whosoever shall go out of the doors of thy house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head.
You see that? You understand the spiritual implication? Whosoever leave the assembly,
yep,
his blood is upon his head. Continue.
And we will be guiltless. And whosoever shall be with thee in the house, his blood shall be on our head, if any hand be upon him.
You see the implication, the spiritual implication? Whomever stay in the house, you're good.
Yeah.
But if you leave out of the house, your blood is upon your own head. You're not under any protection. Verse 20.
And if thou utter this our business, then we will be quit of thine oath, which thou hast made us to swear.
All right, if you break the covenant, then we do not have a covenant with you. All right, so if you stay in the house and break the covenant while you're in the house, we still do not have any covenant with you. So if you leave or if you break the covenant while in the house, we do not have a covenant with you. Verse 21.
And she said, According unto your words, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed. And she bound the scarlet line in the window.
All right, so she bound the scarlet line through the window. No, it's where did I find this again? I left out a part of it. There's another part of it. Let me get it. Sorry about this delay. Joshua. All right. Joshua 6, verse 16. Just continue. Yeah.
And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priests blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for Yahuwah has given you the city.
Mm-hmm.
And the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein, to Yahuwah, Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her
in the house. Continue.
Because she hid the messengers that we sent. All
that are with her in the house. So protection is in the house.
In the gathered assembly.
In the assembly in which they are gathered. So, people today, how many people do not want to be gathered? You know that sometimes in my email, I get questions from people. Some of them I don't even know how to answer them. The people who send email, the questions are really hard. Some of them. And one of them is usually, where can I buy land in South Africa? And whatever. People wanting to be by themselves. There is no safety being by yourself. There's safety in the house. Where the Most High tells us to gather, that is where safety is. Many people still over that side of the world again are called flee out of the midst of Babylon. They decide that they are going to stay. That's not what the Most High told you to do. Oh, we are okay. The Most High will do this and the Most. That's not what He told you to do. And we're going to look more into it again. The gathering of the house of Judah through faith. Here's one thing. Again, as we speak about fleeing out of the midst of Babylon, we also have to understand, as we speak about fleeing out of the midst of Babylon and speaking about who we are as a people, we speak that we are the children of Yahusha. But we have to take it another step deeper and understand the division. Understand that those of us who were sent into captivity over the western side of the world, we are from the house of Judah. Not just Yahusha, because we're going to show there's two different treatments for the 10 tribes and the 2.5 tribes of the host. The 10 tribes of the host of Israel and the 2.5 tribes of the host of Judah. So we are of the house of Judah. We are primarily from the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. These are we who were over there in captivity. So let's look at the gathering of the house of Judah through faith. It is Emunah that is going to make the children of Yahusha gather together. Zephaniah 2 verses 1 to 3 and verse 7. Zephaniah 2 verses 1 to 3. This is speaking about the house of Judah more specifically. We're going to hit it more specifically now. Zephaniah 2 verse 1 to 2.
Gather yourselves together. Yes, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of Yahuwah come upon you, before the day of Yahuwah's anger come upon you. Seek ye Yahuwah, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye should be hid in the day of Yahuwah's anger.
So what did we look at the account with Rahab? Stay in the house. Stay in the house. And here the Most High is telling Judah to gather together. How do we know it's Judah? Go to verse 7.
And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. They shall feed thereupon. In the houses of Ashkelon shall they lie down in the evening, for Yahuwah their Elohim shall visit them and turn away their captivity.
So us of the captivity are the house of Judah. So the house of Judah in the end time is called to gather themselves together. That is why we flee out of the midst of Babylon. We are Judah. When you realize we are the house of Judah, you get more understanding and how important it is for us to flee. Judah is called to flee. Gather together where? In one house, in one assembly, in an assembly. All right? Jeremiah 51 verse 6. And we know these by heart. What does Jeremiah 51 verse 6 say, Amikai? What does Jeremiah 51 verse 6 say, John?
My people.
All right. Jeremiah 51, verse 6. Let's go. Read it, please.
Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahuwah's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
He will render unto her a recompense. Judah was a house that was in captivity in Babylon. That is why we are now in Babylon and our captivity is being returned. It's not the house of Israel who were in captivity in Babylon. It's the house of Judah. Yes? That is why it's imperative for those who are in captivity to be gathered together and flee out of Babylon. Again, from the time of Nebuchadnezzar, it's being replayed again. Okay? Revelation 18:4 to show you again that it is in the end times and it's no Old Testament thing only. Revelation 18:4.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
All right. So we are called to come out of her. Judah, you are in captivity, scattered. You are to come out of her. And you have shining examples. You have examples of us now. We are here from the house of Judah. Wow. We are here from the house of Judah. And we have fled. We have escaped. You have been watching us, some of you, for months. You have not seen us none for the worse. Okay? We have fled. We have obeyed the Most High's command and are urging our brothers and sisters from the house of Judah to do the same. All right? So, as we were speaking about faith, this is how we gather. If we don't have faith, we cannot gather. Because we have to be willing to make sacrifices. That is why we began by telling people exactly what it means to have faith. To have faith means to be willing to make sacrifices, to suffer, to go through afflictions, to go through everything, to make sacrifices. Yes? This is what we are called to do. This is what the house of Judah is called to do. All right, let's look again. The gathering of the house of Judah, the virgin daughter of Zion, which is the house of Judah. Micah 4, verse 10. We're going to show the virgin daughter of Judah. Micah 4, verse 10.
Be in pain and labour to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There Yahuwah shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies.
Who is it? What is the daughter of Zion? This is the house of Judah that was in captivity. The house of Judah that was in captivity. Virgin daughter of Zion. And let's prove it. 2 Kings 19, 20 to 21. 2 Kings 19, 20 to 21. Read it, please.
Then Isaiah the son of Amoz sent to Hezekiah, saying, Thus says Yahuwah, Eloah of Yasharal, that which thou hast prayed to me against Sennacherib, king of Assyria, I have heard. This is the word that Yahuwah had spoken concerning him. The virgin, the daughter of Zion, hath despised thee and laughed thee to scorn. The daughter of Jerusalem has shaken her head on thee.
The daughter of Jerusalem. Let's go to verse 30 to 31 to show the daughter of Jerusalem, to show that it's speaking about the house of Judah. Go, please.
And the remnant that is escaped of the house of Judah shall ye yet again take root downward and bear fruit upward.
Of the house of who?
Judah.
House of Judah. The daughter of Zion. 2 Kings 19:31.
For out of Jerusalem shall go forth a remnant, and they that escape out of Mount Zion, The zeal of Yahuwah of hosts shall do this.
So this remnant is from the house of Yehuda, the daughter of Zion. So people, the house of Yehuda, just as it was in the time of Babylon, it is time for us to come out of her, to flee out of the midst of Babylon. All right, so this was given to me yesterday. The good figs and the bad figs. Yeah, Menzi brought up the scripture and it fitted so perfectly. The good figs and the bad figs of the house of Judah. I want you to listen to this carefully. I want you to watch this very carefully because it is telling us what is happening. That is why we broke it down to show us as the house of Judah as we are and not speak of ourselves just as Yasharal. When we go to the house of Judah, we get more understanding. Look at this very carefully. Yirmiyahu 24, verses 1 to 10. Look at it carefully. Jeremiah 24, 1 to 10.
Yahuwah showed me, and behold, two baskets of figs were set before the temple of Yahuwah. After that, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away captive Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and the princes of Judah, with the carpenters and smiths from Jerusalem, and had brought them to Babylon.
Hold. Nebuchadnezzar had carried away captive Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim, king of Yehuda, and the princes of Yehuda, with the carpenters and smiths from Jerusalem, and had brought them to Babylon. So here is the thing now. Some of the Israelites, some of the house of Judah, were brought to Babylon, and some were left behind. Some were brought to Babylon, and some were left behind. Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim, he was brought to Babylon. Verse 2.
One basket had very good figs, even like the figs that are first ripe. And the other basket had very naughty figs, which could not be eaten. They were so bad.
Continue.
Then said Yahuwah unto me, What seest thou, Jeremiah? And I said, Figs, the good figs very good, and the evil very evil, that cannot be eaten.
They are so evil. Continue.
Again, the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Thus says Yahuwah, the Eluah of Yasharal, like these good figs, so will I acknowledge them that are carried away captive of Judah, whom I have sent out of this place into the land of the Chaldeans for their good.
So the good ones, those that are carried away captive into Babylon. Verse 6.
For I will set mine eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and will build them, and not pull them down, and I will plant them, and not pluck them up.
So the good ones, people, look at this carefully. The good ones are the ones that he will bring again to the land. These are the good ones. He will build them and not pull them down, and I will plant them and not pluck them up. Verse 7.
And I will give them an heart to know me, that I am Yahuwah, and they shall be my people, and I will be their Eluah.
And they shall return unto me with their whole heart. With their whole heart. The remnant of Judah, who will return to the Most High, will return with their whole heart. That means they are going to give up their lives in this world.
Yeah.
That means they are not going to stay over in the midst of Babylon and refuse to leave. They are not going to be serving Yahuwah and serving Mammon. They will not be serving Yahuwah and serving their own hearts and their own desires. They will return to me with their whole heart. What does it mean to return with your whole heart? It means to give up every single thing there is for the Most High. These are the good figs. Mind you. Verse 8. Let's look at the evil figs.
And as the evil figs which cannot be eaten, they are so evil. Surely thus says Yahuwah, so will I give Zedekiah the king of Judah and his princes and the residue of Jerusalem that remain in this land, and them that dwell in the land of Egypt. And I will deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth for their hurt, to be a reproach and a proverb, a taunt and a curse, in all places whither I shall drive them. And I will send the sword, the famine, and the pestilence among them, till they be consumed from off the land that I gave unto them and to their fathers.
So these are the evil figs now. They were left in the land, but because they were evil, the Most High scattered them for their hurt. For their hurt. Now, the good figs are those that are returned to Yahuwah with their whole heart. The question is, are we the good figs? Have we returned unto the Most High with our... Yes? So the significance of speaking about the house of Judah, Judah always goes first. And in the book of 2nd Esdras, we've read it a couple times. Judah is gathered first, and then the 10 tribes. Judah is gathered first, and then the 10 tribes. That is why the people from over the west who are being gathered, they are the house of Judah. The other 10 tribes, it's not time for their gathering. For sure, they will gather themselves with the children of the house of Judah, but this gathering is primarily for Judah. So in the book of, let me see. I think I have the wrong. It's 2nd Esdras 13, starting at verse 21. I didn't change this thing. 2nd Esdras 13. Let me change it. Start at verse 21 to 26. 26, 39 to 40, and I think 48. Let me see. All right. 48 to 49. So we're gonna begin at 2nd Esdras 13, 20, 21. Let me get there, please. 2nd Esdras 13, verse 21.
I lost the screen.
Screen?
Yeah.
It's not back.
No, it's gone somewhere else.
Oh, okay. All right, read verse 21, please.
The interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open unto thee the thing that thou hast required. Whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind, this is the interpretation. He that shall endure the peril in the time hath kept himself. In that time has kept himself. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty.
All right. Such that have fallen into danger. This is speaking about the house of Judah. Such as falling into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty. So when you have emunah, you will fall in danger in the end time. And have to endure peril. So we're telling you that the joke that they have in Christianity that is called faith, that is not faith. Faith is endurance. going through problems, trials. Verse 24.
Know this, therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead.
So this left behind here are people who are alive. So it's saying those that who are alive in the end time are more barak, more blessed than those who are dead. Verse 25.
This is the meaning of the vision, whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea. The same is he whom Allure the highest hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind.
He shall order them that are left behind. This is the house of Judah. He will order them. 39 to 40.
And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
So he gathered the house of Judah together to him first, and he will gather together another peaceable multitude after, which are the 10 tribes. So Judah always goes first. All right? I probably need to give a touch of that. Who shall go first? Judges 1 verse 11.
And from thence
Judges 1 verse 11. No, after the death. Judges. Isn't it what's on it?
You're on
No,
verse
after
1.
the death.
Judges 1 verse 1.
Yeah.
Oh, you said 1 verse 11.
Oh, sorry.
Now after the death of Joshua it came to pass that the children of Yasharal asked Yahuwah, saying, Who shall go up for us against the Canaanites first, to fight against them? And Yahuwah said unto Judah, Judah shall go up. Behold, I have delivered the land into his hand.
Judah shall go up. Numbers 10 verse 14.
In the first place went the standard of the camp of the children of Judah, according to their armies, and over the host was Nahashon the son of Amminadab, and over the host of the tribe.
Right, sorry. Let me put it back. Numbers what again? In the first place went the standard of the camp of the children of Yehuda according to their armies, and over his host was Nahshon the son of Amminadab. So what we are saying here, in the first place, Judah is always first. So when we get back to 2 Ezra 13, when he gathers another peaceable multitude, it is the house of Israel, the northern 10 tribes. All right?
Verse 48.
Yeah, verse 48.
But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders.
All right, so this is what we're saying here. The house of Judah are called back to go within his borders. Within his borders. That is why he calls us to flee. All right, this is a repeat of what happened to the house of Judah back from Nebuchadnezzar and on the time of Cyrus the Great when they were returned. We are to return within the borders of the Most High. We have to return. We have to flee, house of Judah. All right, so let's get confirmation of the house of Judah being saved in the land. Let me get this, let me get the camera here. Confirmation of the house of Judah being saved in the land. 2 Baruch 29, it's on the screen. Can I read it, please, George?
And Yahuwah answered and said to me, That which will happen at that time bears upon the whole earth. Therefore all who live will notice it. For at that time I shall only protect those found in this land at that time.
The Most High says he will only protect those found in this land at that time. House of Judah, return to the land. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. Verse 3.
And it will happen that when all that which should come to pass in these parts has been accomplished, the Anointed One will begin to be revealed.
So Hamashiach is not coming to free you. It is when you return to the land and the Most High starts protecting you, Hamashiach will be revealed to come and do the rest. We have to do our part in fleeing out of the midst of Babylon. Okay? Alright, so the topic is what you did not know or what you may not know about Emunah, about faith. Alright, so the last thing, I don't think the last thing or whatever, we're going to look on is our ticket to enter the kingdom, which is the Emunah or the faith of Yahusha. We are going to look at the faith that we really need to have to enter the kingdom. Not the play faith, the faith that is about materialism, but the sacrificial faith or the sacrificial Emunah that is of Yahusha HaMashiach. So, let's go and look at the difference between having the faith of Yahusha and believing in Yahusha. Now, this is very important because in Revelation 14:12 it tells us, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Allah and the faith of Yahusha. The faith of Yahusha. Very, very important. Because the faith of Yahusha means you have to have the same faith that Hamashiach had. It does not mean, it did not say you have the faith in Yahusha. Because having faith in Yahusha would be you saying, okay, I believe in Yahusha. But having the faith of Yahusha means you have to walk as he walked. You have to live as he lived. You have to be willing to be like him, to suffer like him. That is what gets us into the kingdom. It's not an easy road. So let's look at the difference between having the faith of Yahusha and having faith in Yahusha. The faith of Yahusha and having faith in Yahusha. Alright? So let's go to Revelation 14:12 where it all begins.
Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Allah and the faith of Yahusha.
The faith of Yahusha. The faith that he had. We have to have. Now let's look at belief in Yahusha. And we see the difference. Romans 10:14.
How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher?
How shall they hear without a preacher? So that is believing in him. It's different from having faith of. Then let's look at the meaning of believe in. It's from the Greek word pisteuo, means to have faith in, upon, or with respect to a person or thing. That is the faith. In respect to a person or thing. By implication, to entrust, especially one's spiritual well-being, to Hamashiach. Believe, commit, to trust, put in trust with. So that is me believing. But having the faith of Yahusha now is a practical thing. It is me living like Yahusha. It is me living like Yahusha. When he was reviled, he reviled not again. Yes, when he was hated, he was spat upon. He said, forgive them, they know not what they do. He had mercy on those who were evil to him. Alright? So we can believe in Yahusha, but not have his faith. Let me say it again. We can believe in Yahusha, but not have his faith. Romans 10 verses 9 to 10. Let's look. We can believe in Yahusha. Romans 10, 9 to 10. Go ahead.
that if thou shalt confess with thy mouth Yahusha HaMashiach, and shall believe in thine heart that Allah hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation.
All right. So this unto here means belief leads to righteousness. But this is believing in him. This is why the Christians tell you that they have faith. I believe in Jesus. And believing in Jesus means that that's the wherewithal I am saved. All I say do is believe in Jesus and I am saved. But is that so? What about this? John 15 verse 4 to 6. What about this requirement coming straight from Hamashiach himself?
Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine, no more can ye, except ye abide in me. So Hamashiach
is telling you, you cannot bear any fruits unless you abide in me. Continue.
I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit, for without me ye can do nothing. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered, and men gather them and cast them into the fire,
and they are burned. So this abiding in him seems to be very important, because he says if you do not do it, then your goose is cooked. If you cannot do it, you can do nothing. You will be cast into the fire and burned. So what does it mean to abide in him? 1 John 2:6. We need to know these precepts by heart. Should know where I'm going. 1 John 2:6. This is what it means to abide in him.
He that said he abideth in him ought himself also to walk, even as he walked.
That's it. This is the faith of Yahusha. Being able to walk as he walked. That is what it means to abide in him. So it's not enough to believe in him. We have to also abide in him. We have to also walk as he walked. Yeah? We have to also walk as he walked. So people, the topic is what you may not know about faith. These are some insights into faith, and we're going to give one last insight. One last insight into faith. And that is the connection between faith and love. Because many times we hear, even when believers are gathered together, we hear that we have no love. We are not showing any love. We have no love. Well, it is more rightly said, we don't have any faith. Without faith, we cannot manifest love. So we don't really have a love. We have a love problem, but that's not the all be. That's not the wherewithal. We have a faith problem. Faith and love work hand in hand. You cannot show love unless you have faith. Cannot. Any love that we show will be hypocritical. We have to have faith as believers before we can truly show love. Galatians 5 verse 6. Let's try to illustrate it. Galatians 5 verse 6. Read it, please.
For in Yahusha HaMashiach neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but faith which worketh by love.
Which worketh through love. That word by there, let me get it. That word by there is the Greek word dia, which means it denotes the channel of an act. So faith works through love. Both of them are interconnected. So love brings faith, faith brings love. We're going to see. Both of them are inextricably linked together. Without faith, you cannot have love. Without love, you cannot have faith. And we're going to show that you can have faith, but have no love. But what kind of faith can you have? What kind of faith can you have without love? The same faith that we were speaking about with Christianity. The faith that is based on materialism, on vanities. Yeah? Ephesians 3:17-19 is something that we have to understand. Faith is... Read it, please.
That Hamashiach may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye, being rooted and grounded in love, may be able to comprehend with all saints what is the breadth and length and depth and height, and to know the love of Hamashiach which passeth knowledge, that ye might be filled with all the fullness of Allure.
So Hamashiach may dwell in your hearts through faith. When you are walking in faith, guess what? You will be rooted and grounded in love. So faith is an essential ingredient for us to be walking in love. If we have an assembly that has no faith or little faith, or we have people in the assembly with little faith, they will not be able to truly show love. We'll be able to show, as believers, we are able to show love because we will do things according to the letter of the law. We'll do, we'll give, and we'll this. But true love cannot be manifest unless people have faith. True emunah, not the Christian emunah. Colossians 1, verses 4 to 8. Colossians 1, verses 4 to 8. There are many of this in the scriptures, or we only chose a few. Read, please.
Since we heard of your faith in Hamashiach Yahusha, and of the love which ye have to all the saints.
Both of them are linked, faith and love. Continue.
For the hope which is laid up for you in heaven, whereof ye heard before in the word of the truth of the gospel, which is come unto you, and it is in all the world, and bringeth forth fruit, as it doth also in you, since the day ye heard of it, and knew the favour of Allure in truth. As ye also learned of Epaphras, our dear fellow servant, who is for you a faithful minister of Hamashiach.
Verse 8.
Who also declared unto us your love in the Ruach.
All right, so because of the emunah in Hamashiach, they had great, famous love, faith in Hamashiach. They were able to abound in all love. 1 Thessalonians 5:8.
But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, for an helmet the hope of salvation.
Notice the breastplate, faith and love together. Both of them work hand in hand. Both of them work hand in hand. Cannot have one without the other. If you do not have faith, you cannot have love. You cannot have love, you cannot have faith. So when we are together, we have to emphasize faith. When we see faithlessness, we have to encourage faith. Let's go to Amakai's favorite place, because if we talk about love and we don't go there, Amakai is going to be angry. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 13. 1 Corinthians 13. Let's show something now. Let's show something. As we were speaking about that, you can have emunah, you can have faith. Where is it? Though I have faith. Yeah. Verse 2.
And though I have the gift of prophecy and understanding all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have not love, I am nothing.
All right. So we see there. Though I have all emunah, all faith that I can remove mountains, if I don't have love, I am nothing. So you can have faith and not have love. As we said before, that faith is the faith in the wrong thing. It is not Yahuwah's faith that pleases him, that makes you righteous. It is the self-serving faith. I believe, and so I receive faith. If I have all of that I can believe and the mountain be removed, if I have not love, I am nothing. But the true emunah, the true faith, it is that faith that causes us to be able and willing to sacrifice our entire lives for the way and the will of the Most High, to sacrifice our entire lives for each other, to sacrifice our lives at all times. That is the true emunah, and that is what you may not know about emunah, what you may not know about faith. That is what we looked at today. Don't know if you have anything to add to it, Amikai, George.
No, the only thing I was thinking of is just the fact that faith is a substance. It's not something you can go out and buy or purchase with money. Although there are certain Christian churches that would have you, on the contrary, disbelieve that, because if you give your money, you can have whatever you believe in your tithes and your offerings. But our foolish faith is believing in something we can't see, we can't pick up and put in our pockets. It's a spiritual ability that the Most High has given us to believe in Him. So it's something we walk around with in our hearts. And nobody else can purchase the faith that we've got. It's personal to us. They can benefit from our faith because of the being in our presence. They'll feel it coming out of us, but they have to have their own faith. And the faith for us to flee out of the midst of Babylon was so personal. It's not like somebody was pushing us. We were being led by the Ruach. And I think that's one of the only times when you can say that the Ruach leads individuals, when you're walking in obedience. And we came here, but the Most High gave us a leader, somebody that could steer and guide us, that we could follow. But then there are people who've fled out of the midst of Babylon by the same Ruach, but thought that they don't need that leader. They can go back and be their own leader. And they have gone back to give the Most High a helping hand. And they want to gather people that they think should come here. But we've been handpicked by the Most High, and it's a personal thing. And those going back, I would love for my family members to be here, but unless they're called and chosen, I don't think that can happen.
And you have to have faith.
Yes.
That's it. How are we going to move without emunah? That's what starts the whole process. Because we are part of a process, because we're brought here and we are being processed. Yeah. Romans 3:27. Romans 3:27. Romans 3:27 to 28.
Where is boasting then? It is excluded. By what law of works? No, but by the law of faith. Therefore, we conclude that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law.
Without the deeds of the law. Without boasting in our circumcision or our being able to follow the law to the letter, we are justified by belief. Without the deeds of the law, we believed, our circumcised heart will have led us to have a good conscience, which will enable us to walk in obedience to the law anyway. So we are justified by emunah, by faith.
Abraham, Yahuwah counted as righteousness because of his faith in him, and called him even friend.
Yeah, so faith makes us righteous. And faith is that crazy thing that is in us. That when people are with you who are lacking in faith and you do certain things and make certain decisions, they get very uncomfortable. But faith is craziness, and it is a good piece of crazy, because the Ruach will lead you to do that craziness. It's not something that you actually elect to do. It is something that the Ruach will lead you to do. So it is opposite to the way of this world. The things of this world are quantifiable. You can add them up and you can look at it and write it down and mark it and add it and subtract it and rationalize it. But the things of Emanah, it's just belief. A compelling urge in you to do something and believe in something that you would normally believe in. And people will come and ask you to quantify, why do you do this? Why do you say that? Why? That is Emanah. Yeah. Anyone else? All right, let me see. All right, no. All right, Easy E. Brother, I will be in Botswana and South Africa from August 24th through September 7th and wish to see you. Will you advise me on how to make it happen? That shouldn't be, I don't know if that will be hard, but you can actually leave me a message. Leave me a message on one of the websites and I will get it. For those who are out there, our email address is not working. Our email address is not working properly. We can receive email, but we cannot send email. So you might be getting an email from my Gmail account. Yeah. So I will be responding. Yeah, I will be responding with my Gmail account. All right, so just message me. I'll respond to you. Yeah. Okay, my sultry sound already told him that. All right. Jubilees 19:8. This is the 10th trial wherewith Abraham was tried and he was found faithful, patient in Ruach. Oh, that's interesting. 10th time. So the Most High gives us 10 times. It seems to be a standard that 10 times. I wonder how much time has gone with me. Can't afford to get another one at all. Can't afford another one. Jubilees 17:18. And in everything wherein he had tried him, he was found faithful, and his soul was not impatient, and he was not slow to act, for he was faithful and a lover of Alua. This is very important. Look at this. When we are tried, we must not be impatient. Faith does not have impatience on it. Faith has long suffering and tolerance and self-control. Self-control. When you have faith, you have self-control to go through things and go through horrible things. Like a Mashiach. Was not impatient and was not slow to act. So when you have faith, immediately you move. Immediately you move. You do not take long and sit for 1,000,000 years waiting. All right? All right. Let me see what else. There was another occasion when those inside were secured too by the markings of blood. Okay, that is the Passover. The markings of blood. That is so right. Yeah. I'm noticing that many other fruits of the Ruach are coming out of these scriptures as being interrelated with this particular fruit, faith. It reminds me of one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. Yes. Faith is a concrete ingredient most of the other fruits. Because you have faith, you will be patient. Faith, you will be gentle. All of them. Is it? All of them. Faith, you will have mercy. Let's go on. Alright, Namsa says this teaching is giving us clarity and more understanding about the regathering, Yada Yahuwah. Oh, crazy. Where was I again? Oh. 51. Oh. How does one build his faith? Hey! How does one build his faith? Who can answer that? Huh?
Patiently going through the testing and trial that the Most High put you through.
All right.
One step at a time.
All right, go ahead. Say it again.
Patiently going through the tests and the trials that the Most High put you through.
Not hiding ourselves away from the test
Perseverance.
and the trials. Because if you are His, He's going to put you through it. But guess what? We have choices. And we usually try to avoid the tests and the trials. We usually do everything to try to avoid the tests and the trials. But if we throw ourselves headlong, that is when we'll build our faith. It comes from experience. So when you go through something and you have overcome it patiently, then your faith has been built. You go through another, your faith has been built, and you keep building from higher to a higher level. Yahuwah for this powerful teaching. Thank you. All praises. That's the reason he said faith without works is dead. We have to have movement with it by fleeing out of the midst of Babylon, keeping his commandments. Yes, that's it. That's the point. What's the point of having faith, of the house of Judah having faith, if they cannot move? Aquila says faith equal faithfulness, equal obedience, equal salvation, equal the kingdom of our allure. My salty sound said faith is building a genuine relationship with a friend, thus building a prayerful relationship with Yahuwah, reading his word and showing love by obedience. Okay, yes. All right, so that's it. Anything else? So, please check out the Bible Truth Revealed podcast. At jawpodcast.com. All right. The link is in the chat. Please share with others as well. All right. So thank you all for being with us. I want to say a shout out to all who have been here, all who have been on the chat. Joshua Riggs, Steve P, Kassad, My Sultry Sounds, Yafa, Mike Norwood. Michael Norwood, if you're still watching, I sent you an email. Did you receive it? But I didn't. I sent it from my Gmail, so I don't know if you'll get it. Let me know if you received the email, Mike Norwood. And we have Kay. We have Abria. We have Elisheba Yasharal. Akila Yahu Ben Yasharal. We have Armstrong Aubakwe Malete. We have Onalena Mwalusi. Nomsa Malamula. We have Brian Bino. We have L. Green. Beverly Williams. We have, who else? Radcliffe Butler. Hey Radcliffe, are you there? I need to send you a word. I need to send you a message. I have to remember. You write down Radcliffe Butler for me, please. And we have Kimberly. We have Beverly Williams. Shout out to you, Beverly. Easy E. Yeah. Shalom to you. Looking forward to see you. We got Donald Dunn. Donald, did we have contact? Did we? I need to contact Donald. Right, Donald Dunn as well. Alright, Donald, I need to give you a shout. Alright? Who else is there? Did I say K? Yeah. All of these. Lawrence, Muketsi, Walusi, Shabbat Shalom. And who else is there? We got Tetra Mom. Oh yeah, some messages have come since. Kay said, since faith is a necessary component for the other fruits of the Ruach, then cultivating the other fruits are vitally important. Cultivating all of them are vitally important. All of them are important, but there seem to be the two that seem to stand out, love and faith. That seem to stand out that if you have these two, then you're on your way to all of the rest of them. Isn't that, wouldn't you say so? You have kindness, depends on love and faith. Gentleness, goodness, long suffering, mercy. What else? Forbearance. All of those things need love and emunah. Yeah. All right. The king's daughter. Shalom. Where am I? Where are we? Where are we? Great confirmation. I'll praise you. Oh, okay. Mike says he'll check. Tetra Mom. Question. What is the difference between removing out of versus the midst of Babylon? Or removing out of Babylon versus the midst of Babylon. You cannot really remove out of Babylon because Babylon is a system that now has taken over the entire world. So the Babylonian system is across the entire world. You see them setting up their new world order. It's the same system that they're going to have throughout the whole world. But fleeing out of the midst of Babylon is different. It means removing yourself out of the center of the heart of Babylon. And the heart of Babylon refers to the system of control that is in place. It refers to the system of buying and selling, refers to the religious system, financial system, the educational system, entertainment system, everything that deals with the world as we know it. It is actually going and living in isolation, away from all the comforts of Babylon, away from the country itself. Yeah? Don't know if that explains it good enough. Okay? All right, shalom. All right. Thank you for this wonderful teaching. Thank you, brothers, for the faith that was once delivered to the saints. All right, so that's it. John 4:15 says, thank you for this teaching. All right, so I need to write down some of these. Yeah. Kenton Small. That is the same Kenton. All right. All right. Donald, could you give me a shout via the message box on one of our websites? Yeah. All right. And also Joshua Riggs, could you give me a shout? Give us a shout through the message box on one of our websites, please. All right. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all. Please share, like, and please comment, please. Please leave us comments so that this can do well in the algorithm. All right. So until next time, shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Hold on. Let me see. Oh, more are coming in. They're coming in slow. Lack of love and faith hinder the cultivation of the other spirits.
Like this one.
Wisdom Alexander, I reached out via the website and have not received a response as yet. Looking to connect. Is there a better way to reach out? All right, I'll give you an email that you can. Let me give you my Gmail. Did I put it here though? If I put it here, people are gonna spam me. That's the problem. Anyway, I wonder if I can go and take it back out. All right, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna put my Gmail. I'm gonna put my Gmail in the comment section so that I can take it out after maybe a day or two. So I'll put my Gmail in the comments. Please go there and yeah, I'm gonna put my Gmail there, and so that I can take it out when I wish to, so I won't get spammed. All right. So please check the comments. Let me go there and do it immediately, so we don't have a problem.
You could create a video sales funnel in 30 minutes by yourself.
All right, let me go to the channel. All right. Where is the comment? It's not giving me any opportunity to comment. You know what? Let me put my email. I'm gonna put it in the chat. All right, so there it is, the Gmail. All right. What is that? Oh, here. All right. All right. It said. All right. So, Wisdom Alexander, my Gmail is in the chat. All right. Oh, Kenton Small from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Okay. All right. Welcome, Kenton. All right, family. Thank you all for being here with us. And from us here in South Africa, shalom to you all. Shalom. All right, that's it.